to a couple of different pages in the playbook against San Diego State. Would that be the thought going in, to keep moving in that direction and keep things a little bit more open?
Well, yeah, I think you have to continually, as the season goes along, bring in new wrinkles, give new problems to the defenses and so forth. And I thought our guys came up with some good thoughts. And plus, we went to some basic things where, you know, we really felt we could throw the ball up top against Penn State, and that's something that, you know, bore out to be true early in the game.
You look across the field and you see a Penn State team that 0 for 4 before 2 weeks ago. A win against Northwestern, come from behind, makes them 1-4. Kind of a wounded team, dangerous, nothing to lose. I mean, those are tough teams to face sometimes.
Well, you could tell they have character. They came back 5 times from behind in the Northwestern game, so you know they're quality kids. That's the kind of kids that Penn State attracts, and you knew we were going to have to play all the way to the end, and we did just that, but came up short.
Second largest crowd away from home that the Buckeyes have ever played in front of, 108,327. It was the first non-Rose Bowl, non-Michigan game as far as crowd size.
Here you see their senior quarterback, Matt Seneca, who started the game, and I think he was only in one series. We forced them to punt it a little bit later here in the stretch, and they came out with some different shotgun looks and added to some of their power I formation, but there's Cortland Bullard and Darian Scott, Tim Anderson there to make the stop.
Nice tackle for a loss. Buckeyes take over, and straight up top, 1st and 10, first play from the offensive line of scrimmage for the Buckeyes.
Well, the key there was great protection, and Michael Jenkins got in behind both the corner and the safety, and that was a huge start away from home.
Michael Jenkins, 66 yards, longest of his career with the Buckeyes. Touchdown good, extra point good, 7-0. Ohio State out in front.
Well, it's good to see the way that Michael Jenkins is progressing. He is going to be a good football player here at Ohio State.
Back to defense for the Bucks. Option.
They came out with a little bit of option there, and we were out. We had all of our assignments taken care of, and they came out with some good wrinkles, and you have to give them credit here. They're in the power I, and they went up top, and that kid came up with a tremendous catch, and you know, to his credit.
Bryant Jenkins, pickup of 29 yards, and you come out in the second series and you're not seeing the same quarterback. Zach Mills in there, the southpaw. Eric McCoo stopped in the backfield.
Good job by our guys down the red zone. That was Derek Ross making the penetration. C. Grant the tackle, and we forced them to go for the field goal, and they nailed it through. 23-yard field goal by Robbie Gould, a true freshman, and 7-3 is the count. Buckeyes still on top and back on defense. Again, playing good run defense. I think there were 18 plays in the game where they had minus yards, but yet it was their big plays that hurt us.
Almost picked off right here by Derek Ross. Good position.
Okay, Derek can play the deep ball well, and he did a heck of a job there.
A little bit shaken up on the play. He'd return. He was fine. Robbie Gould again, 46 yards. Long field goal, wind at his back.
Again, their kicker came through and did a nice job today, and they moved within a point.
7-6 the count at that point. Lydell Ross gets his first touch, 7 yards.
Our guys were doing a good job mixing it up. We were showing them a couple different things here, and here you see a throw to Jonathan Wells from Steve Bellisario. Again, good protection. The key to the passing game, we've said all along, is the good protection, and we did a good job converting there.
6 yards on the pickup. End of quarter one, score OSU 7, Penn State 6.
Good pressure by Joe Cooper there. Interception by C. Grant. Heck of a job on the run back. Great field position for the Buckeyes.
21-yard return, puts it into a short field situation. Steve Bellisario under center. Takes off with this one, wide open field.
Well, again, found no one open. Went around the corner, and that's the key to good quarterback play. Really, both quarterbacks did a good job running out of there when things weren't open. Both ours and Penn State's quarterback did excellent at that point.
18 yards on the pickup, and another 7 added on by Lydell Ross.
Good-looking play there, good hard running. Offensive line was doing a nice job. Had to settle for the field goal, but knocked it through.
Mike Nugent, also a true freshman, 28-yard field goal. Ohio State adds to its lead, 10-6. Back on defense, Mike Doss.
Great job by the defense. Mike Doss, Matt Wilhelm there, Kenny Peterson. Heck of a job bottling them up. They had to punt it back.
Maurice Hall, this is a new play this week.
This was a big third down play. We were third down and 16. I think we had a penalty or something, and that was a good job by Maurice coming up and notching that for us. And then we're back up to the air. Again, up top, we thought we could get to the post on them, and good job by Mike Jenkins. Almost to the end zone. Gets it to the 1, and unfortunately 3 pops from there, and we don't get in, and we had to take the 3, which, you know, every point we talk about is important, and we should have had 7 on that when you're first and goal from the 1.
Jenkins, a new career high with the 68-yard touchdown, actually not a touchdown catch, and making the short field once again. Settled for a 19-yard field goal by Mike Nugent. And that's 2 instances there where you're down inside the red zone, and you'd love to have 7 each time on the board.
Well, that's the way that you're really going to score a lot of points instead of scoring a moderate amount of points. If you want to get up into that 40 category of putting, you know, the real lights on the scoreboard, you've got to score touchdowns every time you're in there.
Something we have seen so far in this game, toe-to-toe, and we didn't see it in some of the highlights because we're showing, obviously, the highlights of it, not in the big plays, but toe-to-toe, Penn State is not handling Ohio State. Ohio State is manhandling Penn State toe-to-toe. It is when they try to get out on the corners and try to do some different things that they're having a little bit of success.
Well, that's right. They had a couple nice little schemes that got us outflanked, or we nicked us in man coverage and so forth, and made some plays. And you know, we were handling the line of scrimmages, I thought, through the first half, and I thought, you know, if we could just do a better job scoring points, we'd be in good shape.
All right, second half highlights straight ahead on Buckeye Football Weekly. Start a typical Big Ten football game. These are big plays and big yardage being put up.
Well, both teams were making hay with their big plays, and the line of scrimmages were a little bit of a draw at times on your base stuff, and then we were hitting some big plays. I felt good going into the second half because we were going to get the ball to start off with, and we really felt we needed to establish the run game and not just have to count on big plays the whole day.
Also, defensively, you're going to get the ball here to start the second half, but defensively also, had them backed up a couple of times. Would you like to see your defense just go ahead and take over the game at that point and really not let somebody out of the hole like that?
Well, that's the key, you know, to tremendous defense. And we've had our days here at Ohio State where we've done a great job of that. This wasn't one of them. We let them up. We let them make some plays. You know, the ball went right for them a couple times. But you know, you really do need to keep them down when you have them down. It was sure great to see that band of ours at State College. That was a heck of a boost for us.
Of course, making the trip, best damn band in the land, and Jonathan Wells rips one off, singing the tune all the way for 65 yards and a touchdown.
Well, this was a darn good job by the left side of our line. We just ran a basic ISO, second play of the second half, and it was good to see the run game get underway.
20-9, the count at that point. Ohio State opens up its lead. Defense takes over now. Good pressure. A bit of a break there.
Huge play, and you know, ball thrown a little bit high, and we come up with the touchdown, and here it is, 27-9, and you know, you'd think that we could put this thing away, and we just didn't get it done.
Derek Ross, the interception, takes it in for the touchdown, and the lead is extended to 27-9.
They really hurt us on this option play, and here's a guy who went 70 yards, and I think the fact that they were able to come back so quick, you know, to move 70 yards on our defense is very, very difficult. They happened to hit it with a big play, and again, as you mentioned, that's unusual. Zach
Mills all the way for the touchdown. Go for two-point conversion. Not going to happen there. Tim Anderson thwarts that attempt, 27-15. Steve Belisari back again, fakes, and he's off to the races.
Again, a good decision. He did a nice job here converting. They had kicked us deep, and we moved the football out and making sure that we could get that momentum turned around.
Jonathan Wells spinning his way for 15 yards.
Nice looking outside zone play here. And again, you know, we were moving the football down. We answered the challenge that they had thrown at us. Unfortunately here, you'll see a turnover. And we had a little bit of a miss on the point of attack, and we dropped the football. And you talk about giving a home team life when you're pounding it down the field at them. And really, we were trying to retake the game over and gave them their chances.
Lydell Ross, true freshman, first fumble of his career, untimely, and then up top, Penn State goes for a couple big plays.
That's a huge throw and catch, and again, they executed.
Quick change defense. Now Bryant Johnson with the catch there. Tony Johnson with this catch for the touchdown.
That was a good-looking throw right to the corner, and coverage was pretty fair, but not good enough, and all of a sudden, Beaver Stadium, you know, is upside down.
26 yards on the touchdown. It's a 27-22 ball game at this point as the third quarter ends. Ohio State still with the lead.
How about that one? They fumbled the snap, and our guys went chasing the football and left their zones, and what happened was that it bounced right up in the quarterback's hands, and he threw it to the guy he originally planned to, and then they threw a little route here that caught us in a little bit of man coverage on the fake power play off the shotgun, and you go from a snap sailing over someone's head to a touchdown in 2 plays, and shake your head a little bit.
Just like that, it's 29-27. Penn State takes the lead, and Steve Belisari overthrown the receiver.
Well, you can't throw it late over the middle, and there was nothing open, and it wasn't that big of a play. We needed to just get outside and run it or throw it away, but you know, again, we've got to get better at that. But this was a heck of a job. Darian Scott moved them back, made their field goal position awfully hard. They ended up missing it, and that gave us great field position. Here we are on the 31-yard line, getting ready to have a chance to go.
Essentially knocked them out of field goal position. 48-yarder, no good, and here come the Bucks.
Good throw, great protection there, and good throw from Steve Belisari to Michael Jenkins. We're moving it down and got ourselves into field goal range. This is a 35-yarder, and unfortunately we didn't hit it. And you know, as we've been talking about all season, we've got to do a better job of making those ones that you would call chip shots, and it's just something that's got to get better. 35-yard
field goal. Really at one point, no good there. Really at one point, and Joe Paterno gets the record as we see on the tape, but at one point, really felt like he broke their backs.
Well, there's no question. We had the momentum, and their big play. You know, we had missed tackles on the 70-yard run. It's not like guys weren't there. We missed the tackles, and then we let them back in. We were moving it back down to retake the momentum back, because it was still a 12-point game, I believe, or thereabouts, when we went down and we fumbled. And you can't have turnovers and win on the road. You can't let big runs out and win on the road, and that's just something that, you know, we've got to grow to understand.
Also odd that there was a lot of big plays that we saw here on offense, on defense, on special teams, just not enough in the total picture.
Oh, that's right. You know, you have to make the plays necessary to win and stop the plays, and you have to say Penn State came up with the plays this time.
All right, plenty more to come on this week's edition of Buckeye Football Weekly.